Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ranting Atheist podcast. Today we'll be listening to a recording from the Clubhouse archives, and this room was titled Relationships as an Atheist. What this discussion was about is atheists sharing how the fact that them being an atheist, how it affected them in their relationship. How did their family or friends or colleagues or loved ones, like intimate relationship, whether dating or marriage, just giving their different experiences, how it has been for them. So that's how it goes on. That's how we share all around, and different people brought different perspectives, share their stories, and it was very, very interesting. Very interesting. So please, if you haven't subscribed up, Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and other places you find podcasts, then check out the show notes below for links you may find useful, including where we hosted this particular discussion, WhatsApp as well. So now let's go and listen to the Clubhouse room that was titled Relationships as an Atheist. So, Mogi, let's run this. So we'll follow behind you.
So, hi everyone. So, I know the title of the room is Dating as an Atheist, but I actually had relationships in mind, not just romantic relationships, but also platonic relationships, okay. How it is, especially I just wanted to talk to people, especially Nigerians, because I know how judgmental Nigerians can be and how they view atheists. The experiences I've had haven't been, the best. I actually have a lot to say. So I just wanted to just hear from you guys, and get to know your experiences.
Okay. So I think now two of us go start. Me, relationship wise, I've not been in a quote unquote serious relationship in almost 10 years. But I'm in a situationship is what I will call it. And we are unequally yoked, but somehow she's tolerating me. The Christian that doesn't really go to church, so those are the kind of people I feel atheists can manage if you actually like each other to a certain degree. Religion is not an issue. So that's the experience I have. Okay, I don't know if it's me that's getting to my head, but there's a family friend that seems to have been distant from me since the day I told her I was an atheist. So I don't know. I think that I hope it's me just being in my head. But if it is what it is, then it is what it is. As for other relationships, my colleagues is virtually the same. Just that they don't bond them well to bring religion on my side anymore, because they were the ones that had the front row seats to my deconstruction. Everything happened in their front. So they were the ones that were throwing questions, arguments. After a while, nobody just, when they're talking to you, they would just look for a way to get away from me, or me, I would just get away. Nobody is interested in discussing religion with me. And those were I can understand why, because they met me doing I wasn't shouting at them now. Was I? I was not now. Because these are people I have to say. So instead it's just maybe the passion of argument. But apart from that, relationship, work-wise. As for friends, I've lost most of my friends actually. So I can't really say I lost friendships because of I'm an atheist. I've already lost those people before, even now, due to my isolating myself. But that's my family friend. She's sus. But I'm not willing to test it yet, but we shall see. Over to you, Mugi.
Yeah, I actually have a lot to say when it comes to this particular topic. But when it comes to family, I think when I first told the first person I really told was my mom. What?
That wasn't also sounds from you.
Okay. Um, but yeah, like, so the first person I told was my mom, at least like in the family setting. And when I first told her, her reaction was very, I don't know, I think she thought that it was going to be a phase, like, like Amogamola to today, do you get, like, so, like, she just thought it was going to be like a phase that, like, passes by, because her reaction was more like, oh, so you don't believe in God, like you don't believe in anything. And then she just like kind of like laughed it off. But like when it came to, so like everybody in my family knows I'm an atheist. So like whenever because I'm in Germany, like whenever I mention I'm an atheist, it's not really like a big deal because people here are not really like religious. And it wasn't until I got to, like start getting to know like more Nigerians where I, realized that some people can be very ignorant when it comes to like their idea of, like atheism. I remember like telling a friend that was an atheist, and next thing I know, and that thing still pisses me off till today, because next thing I know is she put up on her status that something along the line that, like those who are not close to God, maybe you are the one that is going to draw them closer to God, something like that. Like I found that to be very irritating and just like, I don't know,
The
disrespectful.
audacity.
Yeah, like I didn't appreciate that at all. Especially since like most times I don't really care what you believe in. Like as long as you don't impose on me, like I couldn't really give a fuck to be honest. Or like I just don't really care that much. I mean, yeah. So but I feel like especially Christians, like they have like a very good PR, and they tend to like, I don't know, like they're so comfortable discrediting you, and they are so comfortable in and so quick to lecture you and feel like, or like these questions that I also always get, like, why you're an atheist? Like I don't have to, like there's no sub story to why I'm an atheist. And I feel like when I'm asked that question by Nigerians, like they usually expect like a sub story where they then say something along the line of, oh, that's so sad, but kinikon, God is still always there, yada yada yada. Like I'm not interested in having that conversation, especially because there's no sub story when it comes to me being an atheist. As for romantic relationships, like from my experience, like usually there's this idea, like, so it's very difficult when it comes to Nigerian men in the sense of, I feel like they go in with the idea that I'm going to change or that they can change me, or it becomes a thing of it's not really a problem, but you're still like, because they see their own beliefs as a sort of like default, the assumption is, especially when it comes to kids, as someone who wants to have kids, like the assumption is usually, oh, like when it comes to our kids, then of course they are going to go to church, of course like they are going to, that is you not really respecting my lack of belief. So like it's usually, oh, I don't care that you're an atheist, but like there's always this assumption that of course, like if kids are in the picture, of course they're going to go to church. And I personally, I think religious settings are something that I don't plan on introducing my kids to. Like, there's one thing to know about like the historical aspects and, like know about like different religions, and there's another thing to be practicing it. I am not going to be the one that drags any kid to a church or to a mosque, because I just think these places are dangerous places and also like very toxic. And I can't imagine, like if I had like a girl child, it doesn't even matter I can't imagine the kind of misogyny that is being. I can't imagine my child growing up in or like being introduced to places where misogyny is spilled to the kind of extent it's usually spilled in religious settings. But because they don't rate you, I don't know how else. I don't know how else to put it. There are no fancy words to it. I really don't know how. But it's just as simple as that. They don't rate you. They don't rate your your lack of belief. So automatically there's the assumption that, of course, like if you have kids, they are going to be introduced into like this particular setting. And yeah, and also like I don't think Nigerians understand you being an atheist. I don't think they understand what they mean. I feel like they see you as the devil himself. Like I don't think they understand that you just don't believe in anything. I don't think that concept.
You mean like most Nigerians, not Nigerians?
Well, like whatever, most Nigerians. But I don't think the concept of like atheism is really understood. There's still like this. I don't know. I just feel like they look at you like something is wrong, like you believe in the devil or you worship the devil without understanding that you don't even believe that the devil exists. Does that make sense? Like it's so like they're just like I don't get the vibe that that's all understood. But yeah, so that's my experience so far.
You're right.
Can I make my own observation?
Sorry. I just
like I mean I've not been part of this group. I just saw the topic and I was like, this one hits.
Yeah.
So we'll just go PTR order so that everybody.
I don't want to forget this.
Okay.
So I just want to like quickly chip in that oh gosh, I think I've forgotten.
What you remember?
If I remember, I'll come back to it.
Like, can I drop my own? It's a very interesting topic, by the way.
Yeah, hold on. Just let's quickly go PTR order and share so that everybody go talk. That was the
What is PTR?
It's like how it's arranged, how they have arranged us in the order. So you get after the moderators, then the people after is the order you came up. So you get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So David, are you there?
I'll go after someone, Major.
Now what for you?
Let me go. Let me go. Leave this PTR. Make I go. Before I have something to do.
Uncle Phil, mute your mic.
Okay. Make I drop out. Let me drop it.
Today, let's allow Phil.
Don't worry. Like first of all, you guys like this group, the Nigerian Atheists. I've not been a part of you guys, but I just got a notification and I saw the topic. Dating as an atheist, how has it been for you? The thing really touched me on a soft spot because I've had like 2 experiences like in the last couple of weeks now, and it's very funny. Like you talk with people, you have all the connection and all that going on, and once it gets to religion or belief, everything just turns so like they start seeing you like some kind of devil or something. I don't know, but I think you have to understand. We have to understand the fact that atheism is not very popular, and of course, most of the people you're going to meet are Christians or Muslims or whatever. But we have to understand the fact that you really can't. You really can't convince people to believe in what you believe in. And I feel like you need to find your own community and fuck with your own community. It's as simple as that, because you can't try to be friends with people that don't believe in what you believe in and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's been funny and challenging at the same time. But yeah, I've had 2 experiences like just back to back, Nigerian girls back to back, and it's been funny. Like it was cool and all that. And then when we got to like, okay, the religion, church, I had like an argument with this one, and the argument was just about things written in the Bible and stuff like that. And I was just having fun, right, trying to like, make sense and make common sense. And she took offense and blocked me everywhere. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I think we should stick to people that see things the way we see things, the people that share the same beliefs with us and all that. So it's a nice topic, and I thought I should drop something.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, anybody say something? Mugi, anybody say something?
Yeah,
Sorry, but
Yeah, Stanley, you wanted to respond to him?
yeah, he said you just have to stick to people that have the same ideology as you are. It's easy to say, but I don't think that like five. I'm exaggerating, but I don't think that like five Nigerian female atheists. I
Yeah,
don't find that
you'll be
not.
surprised that there are way more than you think. I even have a feeling that if we could count, that there are more women that are atheists than
What
men
makes you
in
think so?
Nigeria. Yeah, but
What makes
it's
you think
men that are more vocal because of the social cover that we sort of have due to the patriarchy. We're able to glide in between with the privilege. That's the way me I see it. I have a feeling. It's unfounded, so don't take it
so?
seriously.
I did that one time. I was like, come on, I'm done with all this religious waves. 6 whole months, one person, I know.
It's hard to know now. So your the what they call it now, the probability of you meeting a religious significant other is almost is common. Like it's hard to find atheists, even for us to gather here now. We all know how long it took before we could even form anything like this. It was little by little that everybody was speaking up, little by little, and not all of us are speaking up offline. So those are the challenges why it will be hard for us to even find each other. So, but people still make it work with the religious. It's just I feel the kind of Christians that or religious people that can be in a relationship, a long-term relationship with atheists, are religious people that don't take their religion seriously, that they live humanless lives. Basically, it's just that they have a particular day and some imaginary being that they chant to, but they live in reality most of the time. At least let's say 98%, maybe. That's what I think. All right, so over to Brother Toden.
Yeah, a moment. Just a moment.
Fuse now, we don't finish now. Calm down now.
Yeah, just a moment. Morgen, lebst in Deutschland?
Ja, wieso?
Wie lange?
Okay, oh yeah.
13
Please.
Jahre.
When are
Really?
the blind us? I
Yeah.
don't start. Now won't sell us again.
Wanna do this for back channel?
This is what.
we should meet at the back here. Bro.
Okay, I will move you to the audience. Yeah, I know the verse.
Sorry. I remember what I wanted to say. Can I still come back to that?
Yeah.
So I forgot to mention, as a feminist as well, like I don't believe any kind of I don't believe men, like any kind of religious man out there is going to, I don't know, like I believe all of them are misogynistic. I think it's a spectrum anyways, but I feel like religious men tend to be on the higher end of the spectrum. But like, so like this is for like atheist women out there, like there aren't so many on stage, but like I also feel like you have to be extremely careful as a feminist and as an atheist because of these men out there. Because like I don't know, like I just like I feel like there could be like genuinely kind people or like men out there, but the fact that they are religious sometimes is a turn off because like what part of your religious book do you agree with? I feel like I'm just I don't know, like, I feel like it's just going to be a thing of, like, when is the misogyny going to jump out? Do you get? Because I've never met a man that's religious and not very misogynistic, regardless of how kind they can be. Like, there's always that aspect.
Yeah, it's true.
And
The
I also
probability is
feel like
always
it's more
like,
difficult for feminists who happen to be atheists as opposed to male atheists. I feel like male atheists like have it easier because, like, from my experience, women, not that they care, but there are more women who don't care, in my opinion, than there are men, even though men, especially like in the Nigerian setting, like they're not like, they don't make up the majority of people you find in churches, but like still I feel like there's this expectation that is on women to be the ones to, like, hold the family together. Women are supposed to be like that prayer warriors of the family, the ones that go around putting anointing oil on everybody. So, like, I feel like it's more difficult and there's that expectation as well.
yeah, it's the society that we find ourselves in. So, brother, to then, Tagwan,
Alpha.
what you have the floor.
My experience, you know, I've dated all of them, like all types of religion, like, and I'm talking from Christianity
Oh, wait, Hindus,
I beg, you know what I
Buddhists.
mean. You know what I mean.
I didn't. Based on what we
No,
know about it,
I'm talking Christian.
we need to
Christian.
clarify.
Oh, yeah,
So
make I
we
specify.
cannot jump to conclusions.
Make I specify the one where I don't do, right? Christian, Muslim, and Satanist, and then which one of those was with which one they always do crystal?
Crystal.
Scientologist.
Might be all them
astrology.
It might be all them who was their. They might be Wiccans or all those.
Wiccans, exactly. There you go, right there. Witches.
No, the witches.
Oh,
yeah,
I swear.
Yeah, they're Wiccans now. Wiccan witches.
Okay, they see them. Okay, witch talk. They see them for witch talk. Well, okay.
And
I don't
it's all
they
the
throw
same,
them,
like,
man.
from the dating, like whether they will date you or not, knowing fully well that you're an atheist. There's never been a problem, at least from my end. It's not like they will say, "Oh, you're an atheist, I can't date you." They'll go into the relationship quite all right, and they'll be like, but there's always this thing where it's like, those conversations will definitely come up, and it's going to be like, who is right? And my thing is that if you're willing to enter the conversation, like, you should be willing to have the conversation and not feel offended by anything, right? And usually some of them get offended and stuff, which is usually, can cause issues. But the dating thing is never really affected the relationship like that, Now other things, they always affect them at the end. And then someone was talking about, like, what happened with kids and stuff like that. In my opinion, like, I'm not really somebody that would, like, if I'm dating a Christian or a religious person, to tell the person, don't take the kids to church or whatnot, like, because I feel like that if you're saying that, that means that you're not respecting your views and whatnot. That means you're not respecting their views as well, because they're Christian or they're whatever religion they're in, right? So I should be okay with them, taking the kids to church, but it's the same thing. You should be okay with me teaching my kids logic. So therefore, they will go to church to hear a story like Noah's Ark. You get? They'll come home. Daddy, see what I learned. and then you ask them logical questions. Can all the animals in the world fit in one boat? What about the mosquitoes? What about the polar bears and the penguins? Did they have fridge for them to stay in? Those kind of questions. Does it make sense to you? Now then go use their mouth talk, say no, it doesn't make sense. And in my opinion, logic will always win over nonsense every time. So I'm not really bothered with that. That's my opinion.
Yeah, bro. I think you need to check
Don't
your
get me
fucking tone. You need to
wrong,
check
though.
your fucking tone. You need to check your fucking tone, bro.
Mm.
Like you said, they're talking nonsense. How about their heads go spark
They
now?
don't beat me from my house.
Like,
In my house.
don't get me wrong. Like, to me, it's not. I don't even want to be in that situation. To be
Oh.
honest, like, I don't date religious men. So like, I don't want to be in that situation. But
No,
yeah,
sorry,
because I
don't
want
use
to.
this idiot Chris.
But my problem, like, why I was pointing out was the fact that the assumption, the automatic, like, that conversation is not had. The automatic assumption is like, you're not going to introduce my kids to, you say logical thinking, but like, the assumption, like, that conversation is not had. The assumption is, of course, they're going to go to church, and
Yeah.
like, everything is going to be done to like keep them away from atheism. Do you get? Like, that to me, that assumption to me is what I find problematic. Like, you don't even rate me. Do you get? Like, you don't, that automatic assumption that, like, that to me is the problem.
Yeah, to me, I feel if it's the children matter, yeah, we have to be sharing it. Some days they go, some days they don't go. Seriously, because all they need to do is be exposed to both sides and let's.
Like now, if we did do something like atheist club or something, and I don't know, something where is atheist community. I can't. If I said I want to take my children to the place, if I hear you flinch or you talk, say, that's problem.
All those kind of and you go there, then you two can also go to church and be hearing how a donkey was talking. And dragons in a book, and they're wondering, Daddy, is it the dragon from How I Met Your Dragon?
How to tame your dragon.
Yeah, but like, imagine that situation with the donkey thing talking now. Your partner is reading like that Bible story, and your kid asks that question, like, oh, so do donkeys talk? And you say, no, they don't. And that causes an argument because your partner believes they talk. And it's just like, oh, maybe, well, your partner, I don't think they believe donkeys talk, but they come up with a metaphor kind of thing. Like, I don't know, like, I just imagine that, like, I just don't want to find myself in that situation. So, like, because, like, there's no way, like, I don't, nah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay, sweet. Over to you.
For me, I don't really have.
They don't give my guy breakfast. He told me.
Okay.
We don't cast last. Everybody go shop breakfast. Continue. Sorry. Sweet, wait till you talk now. You don't disappear. Don't I just even they whine us. You don't japa. Okay, yeah. Stanley, yeah. Am I cut off? Can anyone please?
Stanley.
Okay, Stanley's on.
We can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know if you
Phil has spoken. Oh yeah, Israel.
Me too. I don't have story to tell. Sorry.
Voila.
I don't.
I'm on a stage with virgins and whores.
Let me go.
Yeah, you know this now. It's not.
Let me go next.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley go.
Yeah. So for me, the whole dating as an atheist, I've been very like unlucky. Just situationships, because most of the ladies I think are religious.
We're not hearing you well like before.
Can you hear me now?
It's sounding muffled. Say you put AirPods or.
Oh, my headset. Let me disconnect.
Were you using the first time? Because we're hearing you clearly when you responded to fear.
Can you hear me now?
Fantastic.
Better.
I was using my headset. So
I don't know why all these essays, they always mess people's voice up. Man. Carry on, please.
For me, I'm like very unlucky since I became an atheist. Dating has been, I've even, to an extent, I've even given up self. I don't
How
for sure
many
for now.
years? How many years?
Like I've been an atheist for 3 years now. 3 years, yeah.
Mashallah, mashallah.
So most of the ladies I meet are religious, and some of them will like two of them like will do everything. We'll take walks, we'll eat together. You come to my place, spend the weekend. I'll go to your place, spend the weekend. But we cannot date
You
because I'm an
fucking
atheist.
romantic.
I'm like, what? Like we're literally doing everything, and I always look like I'm begging. So I'll just okay, fine. And then the next one they say, and then the next one I'm like, all of you should go, all of you should rest, all of you should rest. I'm like,
So I think it's time to be a whore, full-time whore, please.
That's what I'm telling you. I will not like that. because I don't know. Like we can do everything together, but then when it comes to just say I know because of the religious difference. What is the religious difference? Have I ever given you 80 pamphlets or say I don't care if you like go to that is your problem. If you like go to nights beach, it's not my problem.
Stanley, do they fornicate?
Hey, wait.
Bro, God can forgive fornication, but he cannot forgive unbelief.
They fornicate and they say they're Christians. What?
They go, they scream, oh God, oh yeah, God. Blasphemy, don't call my name in vain.
That's what was busting my head. Like, we've gone that far. But still, you say, okay, we cannot date. Not one, not two. We cannot date. Why? Because I don't believe in God. It's going to clash later.
And they don't clash with you now already, so you don't get wild. Keep clashing.
There was at the point I was like, okay, let me just look for 80s and then try to like at least like what Phil said, people with the same belief. What you want, sir?
I feel you might need to be hanging out with us here. At least we attract one or two atheists, so you don't know. Could get lucky. Can slide in DMs.
You don't know what the Lord can do.
Yes, now we don't know what the Lord can do exactly. So we just need to be hanging out more because a lot of times back in the day, inside church, person they toast babe. So after church, you go down they do calculation 442. How you want block today? Oh hi sister Gladys. Yeah. From there.
Guardiola.
Yeah, you get so it's you need to create social circles. If say person get money now, we go even try creating person gatherings so that even if now say everybody will just come, just they play game or just they travel legally, sha. You understand? Those are social settings that you meet people. So especially this kind of people you are looking for. Not because you can go anywhere and meet a religious person, but to meet an atheist in Nigeria, you have better luck finding white people than.
You know when you say you have a feeling that there are more female atheists than male atheists in Nigeria, I feel like for every 10 Nigerian atheists, like 9 are guys. Because I've met many Nigerian atheists on Facebook or Twitter.
Maybe men should start dating men.
Sir?
And the idea on that now, look at
like maybe men should start dating men. Like
if you swing that way, you swing go. Because me, if I discover I was bisexual, I wouldn't go mad.
Okay, so I have a question.
Ranting, how will you discover if you don't try?
Who said I'm not? The generator did not work. So See, that's the thing about when you are finally caught with your sexuality. You need to know what makes your equipment work. And I know what
You don't,
makes mine work.
you don't need to
So,
find it. You just know what makes it work.
no, I
Always
don't
can
know
find you.
assumptions here. We do it we do it the scientific way. That's why I'm putting it on this podcast. I'm open to getting pegged. Thank you.
Guy, you don't talk am for the past 4 weeks.
Woo!
Yeah, the hunger
For the past 6 months, in fact.
We are going on a pegging
Man,
campaign.
down bad.
Leko Sakala.
Down bad.
Yo,
But-
okay, so
but-
who's next? I think it's
I
GT.
think-
So, sweet, you
I
want to talk? Yeah, talk, sharp.
Yeah, I don't know, but in my own case, I always try to avoid it. Like, but last, to still
You can't
have.
escape it. You have to discuss
On
it. Like, it's not
Sundays,
even.
we go to church.
Uh-huh. That's where the
one day
starts.
you just all die and die.
Bro.
There is
See.
this like
Okay, sorry.
but like my person I just met now don't have a problem that she's a Muslim, so
Mhm.
I'm just feeling
Bro, better just be there for that's temporary link. Don't I see? I strongly advise against falling in love with a Muslim woman. I feel sorry for you. It's either she's ready to run away with you or the family will come for you. I don't know. That's my own assumption. Because they will not want to shift.
the Lord will make a way, don't worry.
My man is
What you get with it? What you get with it? You don't catch my guy. My guy's been
3,000.
entrapped. You don't entrap my guy. Oh boy, you go feel. See, that these religious people. He get one time, Muslim babe, who is Muslim babe. They question me why I no go church. Why we're about to go into the other room and go and fuck the other of our lives. I'm like, how? I said, please, and I was still a Christian then. I was like, please, in our religion, what we're about to go and do is sin. So let us just go and do everything.
Maybe she wanted you to pray before you eat.
Oh no, I'm not Sierra. Please. So that's how religious people is. They are the way they categorize their sins in their head. The orgasms are what's the risk of hellfire. Leko Sabaka Sanda. So who's brother GT? Oh, sorry for assuming brother. Sorry, GT.
Good evening, beautiful
Good evening.
people. Okay. It's now EGT something. I say that every time. That's like my pickup line. Okay, so first off, I would like to say that I'm not an atheist, no. However,
Okay.
I'm here to learn. I mean, I'm just yes, it's right. Like, I saw that coming. I'm not shocked. I mean, but I'm just curious, and I love to listen. I've heard Mugi speak. I've heard every other person speak. You'll probably be seeing me here often, but I'm more just here to listen. But for the record, I'm a firm Christian. But like, so I need to go real quick. But I have a question for Ranting Atheist. I'm just curious. Like I said, I just want to learn and I want to listen. You know. So
Okay.
I'm seeing ex-Christian in your bio. Can you like tell me, like, how did you become ex? Like I said, I'm just curious. I want to learn.
Yeah. No. See, the honest way I will answer this, I can't answer it here, except if you are willing to listen to a podcast episode on exactly how I became an atheist. Right now, you can see replays are on here, so this is like going to be an
Okay.
episode. So to start going on that long tangent and divert from the topic won't be fair to everybody that's
Okay.
come here.
Okay, can
Yeah.
I
But-
like get a link? Because like I said, I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Okay,
like that.
I'll text it to you now.
All right, boss. I'll be waiting. But yeah, like I said, you'll probably be seeing me here often. I'm just here to listen. Yeah, so yeah,
No
thank
problem.
you.
You're
That's all.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, Debola, then Vonda, then Jacob.
Hi.
Hey,
Uh,
can you guys hear me?
Hi.
can you-
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I joined this room a while back. I think it was maybe late last year. I don't remember, but I've just kind of like been listening. Sometimes I listen actively. Sometimes I just listen passively. I've had a conversation with Moge a while ago as well on Telegram. I just wanted to share my own experience. I consider myself agnostic, atheist agnostic. Not, I wouldn't say with conviction that there is no God, but I also know that Christians or religious people can also not prove the existence of their God. And that's where I stand. And I've kind of been fortunate. I mean, I've heard all of the stories that you guys have shared. And in terms of like friendships or dating, I've kind of been fortunate in that regard, in the sense that I found my group, my community pretty early, but it wasn't around religion. It was around music. We all liked rock music, heavy metal and all of that. So we found ourselves, and as a common thread among those people, and most of them do not believe in God. I mean, some do, but most of them don't. So we kind of, found our groove in that sense. And also my wife is a Christian. Our father is a pastor. And I've been agnostic since 2011 when I met her, and we got married about 2 years ago. So in terms of relationships in that regard, I think what's more important than segmenting people by their religion is actually finding someone that isn't indoctrinated into that religion. Because, like I said, my wife is a Christian. As I speak to you now, like right now, she's in a Bible study, online Bible study. So we do have that understanding, right, about our beliefs. But at the same time, she is not indoctrinated into Christianity. Like, she would never abandon logic for spirituality, because she needs to experience whatever it is a pastor is saying, or whatever it is a spiritual head is saying, for it to mean something. So just because someone tells you something doesn't mean you take it hook, line, and sinker, right? And on the other hand, in terms of raising children, like a previous speaker said, I don't remember who exactly, logic is always going to win. Evidence is always going to win. I don't need to set a rule to say, hey, my child is never going to go to church. Of course, you should go. Sometimes I do go to church as well, because I kind of like left that door open, in the sense that one day, maybe, I mean, there's so many Christians, Muslims out there. Maybe there's something, maybe, but so far I haven't seen it. And that's since 2011, when I left the church. I was born a Muslim. I was a practicing Muslim until 2008, like Ramadan fasting and all of that stuff. And then I became a Christian, and it didn't make any sense. And I realized that at the end of the day, the only thing that is reliable, that you can always rely on, is science and logic, evidence, right? Empirical evidence, basically. And that's pretty much how I've lived my life up until now, So that's been my experience. I do not want to bog out the mic longer than I have to. So yeah, thank you.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you.
Wait, I'm curious. Like, do her parents know that you're agnostic?
Oh, God.
That's
Because, like, I think, there's one thing to be a Christian, and there's one thing if her parents are pastors.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a very good question. Her parents do not know. My parents do not know either.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
As long
wow.
as
My parents do not.
I feel as long as she's the one that knows and is okay with it, that's the real
So I
cocoa.
mean, this is something you talk about. It's not a trivial topic. So, and we dated since 2011, and we got married in 2021. So we dated for 10 years, and then we got married. So it's not a trivial topic. It's not something
Wow.
that you would
Wow.
not talk about if you're going to get married. So our parents do not know, my parents do not know. But at the same time, even though she's a Christian and she attends church, her parents have a different idea of the kind of Christian she is than who she really is, because she will tell you she hasn't really experienced what the idea of spirituality should be. So in other words, she's still in pursuit of that enlightenment, But I kind of gave up that pursuit a long time ago. So if it makes any sense, yeah.
I
So
have
to answer
another
your
question.
question, our parents doesn't know.
Sorry. I have
Yeah, thank you.
another similar question. Like you're married, so that definitely there will be functions that you go to together where your families are around. How do you interact in those situations? Do you just act like a Christian? For instance, when they say, maybe they say, Debola, can you please do the closing prayer for us and stuff like that?
Okay.
How do
Yeah.
you do situations
Prayer
like
will
that?
come out by force.
There you
Yeah,
go.
actually, that's a good question because sometimes those situations can get awkward actually. But her parents know that I'm not born again. Like, you know how there's kind of like a difference between, okay, he goes to church, he's God fearing, in quotes, but he's not born again. So our parents they know that, right? And I don't kind of like pretend to be this extra spiritual person. So they usually do not even ask me to do closing prayer or anything. I mean, our parents are pastors, but my own parents tend to act more religious than our parents do, if you understand what I mean. My mom became Christian 2008, and then my dad became a Christian maybe 2014 or something like that. But before then, everybody just kind of like, vibes and inshallah, everybody just moved with the flow, Muslims on paper, but not really. Right. And then at that point, when you kind of drink the Kool-Aid, you just, overdo it. So my parents are more likely to ask me to give a closing prayer than our own parents.
I feel you. I
Damn.
feel you.
That's yes. If I don't know what I will do the day they are going to do that to me.
Just do it.
Yeah, but if I absolutely
You don't
have to,
start
that's
speaking
not
tongues
a
already.
problem because I have history with Christianity. Sorry, I didn't get that.
No, he said that I said that I don't know what I would do if I'm in that situation. He said that I didn't know how to speak in tongues. I don't get problem. Lako basakara sinda kalumba.
I don't even think I'll be able to do that. Like, I don't even know how to pray. Like, I can't even quote anything in the Bible. Like,
It's a format. I can give it to you if you want.
Yeah, that's true. It's a format.
David said that the
Format.
PDF.
Yeah.
Just say your father
The
in Jesus' name and it will
the
flow
whole
from there.
speaking in tongues thing.
No.
You should ask yourself why everybody that speaks in tongues sound familiar, but they're
Depending on
supposed
the
to be
country you're in.
different tongues. Exactly.
Not
Yeah. So it's
really.
learned. You
Yeah.
you listen, and then you learn it, but you don't know you're learning it. That's what the indoctrination part of it is. But my wife will tell you,
Yeah.
I cannot speak in tongues. Like, you don't fake it because you're lying to yourself. And once you lie to yourself, like, you've lost all control over your own mental space. So I mean, every single person in Nigeria that I've met that speaks in tongues sound alike. How do you explain that?
Rikiki rakaka
Wait, but
Sente robos
don't you
comedy.
don't you
Sweet.
think if you speak in tongues like saying rubbish, some people will actually fall into the spirit? Like,
Oh yeah.
I think there's a scientific explanation for that.
Yeah, there is.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Please subscribe up Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and other places you find podcasts. Then check out the links below if you'd like to join us in conversations like this. There's no particular schedule. It happens kind of random, but it happens. So you can click the link and follow the house, follow the club, so that you get updates whenever such rooms pop up. Have a great week, and I will catch you on the next one.